And you know why those jack-o'-lanterns, they only have a couple of teeth? Too much candy. All jokes aside, a huge stash of sugary goods can really increase tooth decay. So we've got some tips and tricks, but no treats this morning to keep our kids and their teeth healthy. We've got Dr. Ardwan from Robinson Dental with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. You know, it's inevitable. Our kids are going to come home with big sacks of candy. What are some things that parents should keep in mind as far as the better candies to eat versus the worst candies to eat when you're talking teeth?
That's a very good question. So typically, I mean, obviously, this is our biggest enemy is the sugar. And I would say the combination of starch and sugar, that's really the biggest thing that puts the teeth at most risk for cavities. Typically, just sugar kind of causes that bacteria to produce that acid, which kind of degrades the tooth minerals. The combination of starch makes that process accelerate. So really anything kind of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which no one ever thinks of, because I've had people where they're like, that's really doesn't cause any cavities, but that's really big culprits to cause that.
Oh, wow.
So
we're
staying
going
away from anything
the PB&Js even.
Yeah, so anything, typically those snacks, like Twix, anything with breading or, flour or anything like that, that's usually the biggest culprit.
Okay. And so, but also, I mean, I was reading an article this morning about some of the other worst candies, those taffies, the suckers, those things that get really stuck in your teeth. Tell us why obviously for kids that can be pretty detrimental to their teeth.
Those are, and the reason why is because they have sugar in them and they're very sticky, so they kind of stay back there. Even after you brush your teeth and clean them out really well, you think you got everything, but typically those little leftovers that stay there kind of help the bacteria feed off of it for a long period of time. Very hard to take out with the toothbrush, so they just stick there for a long time.
Yeah. And so any advice on how to get your kids to be better brushers, to, maybe floss, maybe use mouthwash, things like that to do all year round so that we don't end up, getting 10 cavities filled?
That's the most important thing. It's really just building habits. And it's amazing the patients that I've seen that typically their families are the ones that I just saw a patient yesterday and he's 50 years old and no cavities. And
wow.
I'm like, that's better than me. And I was like, what's the secret? And he's like, ever since I was 3 months old, my parents brought me to the dentist, kept giving that checkup, kept doing that regular kind of, where they're exposed to someone looking at their teeth. It's hard at the beginning, but he's like, nowadays it's just, he knows it feels better when he cleans his teeth. Another thing is, in elementary school, we used to basically do a whiteboard where we give it to the little kids, and they love this activity where we draw a bunch of fake triangles and with teeth and everything, and then draw little sugar bugs or little ants, and then give them a little toothbrush, and okay, here you go, clean this out. That just the feeling of, oh, I got rid of all the bugs. This is really nice. That feeling of them thinking the same way about their mouth is really good.
Interesting. Okay, and so what would you give out as a treat to kids trick-or-treating that would be kind of your best bet if you're talking about taking care of our teeth?
Floss, no.
I was like, don't say toothbrush, but yes, I remember getting them as a kid, so I know that it happens.
Really, whatever you give them, kind of like what you talked about, as long as it's not sticky. Anything chocolate is okay. Nothing too sticky. Kit Kats, something that is easily cleanable, but it's not the end of the world if you do eat candy. I think I'm the biggest sweet tooth in the building here, but as long as really our biggest thing is make sure you're not doing it over a long period of time. So give the kids their candy, have them eat, 4 or 5, but then rinse their mouth, brush their teeth, and then that's it. So as long as that snacking is not in the habit, that's the most important thing.
That's great advice, right? Don't go brush your teeth and then go back to the candy again. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't watch a movie while eating candy. That's the biggest culprit right there.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Watching a movie and eating candy.
Yeah, 2 hours of that. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. 'Cause I might be a runner-up to your sweet tooth, so I better be taking care of myself. Well, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you
so
for having
much.
me. It's a pleasure.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We'll hope all of us take care of our kids' teeth.
Hopefully.
And our own, right? And of course, if you need to go and get a checkup and you want the expert to tell your kids how to brush their teeth a little bit better, you can go to Robinson Dental. That website right there on your screen, robinsondental.org. We'll be right back.